All right, so ready for another deep dive? Today we're going to be talking about something I think we all struggle with from time to time, motivation.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe more specifically, like how to keep going when you feel like all your motivation is just like poof, vanished.
Mhm.
Our source material this time. It's actually a pretty popular YouTube video about, pushing past those tough spots, achieving those big kind of scary goals that sometimes make you think like, am I actually capable of doing this?
It's so interesting how relatable that feeling is. Like, it's almost a universal experience.
Right.
Starting something new, you're so full of energy, ready to conquer the world, then boom,
Yeah.
you hit a wall.
Yeah.
And all that initial excitement, it's gone, and it's just the daunting reality of all the work ahead.
It's like you're describing my life right now.
Yeah, right.
And that's exactly what that's what this video captures so perfectly, right?
Yeah.
It's not afraid to it uses super casual language.
Mhm.
Even if you
We'll just say colorful words to get that struggle across.
Right, yeah.
It's like you're listening to a friend vent, someone who just totally gets what it's like to be chasing those ambitious goals, those dreams.
Yeah, I think that raw honesty is part of what makes it so powerful, it just really resonates with people. It taps into those really vulnerable moments when, that initial burst of motivation just like fades away and we're left, just grappling with that question of, okay, like, how do I keep going?
Great, how do I keep going? Why am I doing this?
Yeah, exactly.
That bug.
And scientifically speaking, this actually connects to how difficult it is to form new habits and break out of, our comfortable routines.
Right.
Our brains, they're just wired for efficiency, and anything that kind of disrupts that established pattern can feel like a major uphill battle. Okay, so we've established hitting that wall. It's like a pretty common experience. We've all been there, but what does this video suggest we do about it?
Well, it dives right into the concept of fear.
Okay.
And it uses this really powerful image of fear, like taking root, almost like a weed.
Okay.
That grows stronger if you ignore it.
Interesting.
If we just let that fear kind of fester, it can become a major roadblock on the path to achieving, our goals, anything we want to do.
And I think, it makes sense when you think about it, right? Fear can just paralyze us, It can make us doubt ourselves, keep us stuck in our comfort zones. It's almost like those negative voices in our heads. They just get amplified, whispering all these doubts and anxieties until we just convince ourselves we're not capable.
Right, like I can't do this.
Yeah, I'm not good enough, all of that.
And those negative thoughts are actually what psychologists call, negative self-talk.
Right.
And it can lead to those limiting beliefs, that really prevent us from reaching our full potential.
Yeah.
It's like we create these invisible barriers in our minds based on fear and doubt.
Okay, so the video is saying instead of letting fear hold us back, we should face it.
That's right, yeah.
That sounds a bit easier said than done, I gotta say.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm curious, how does the video suggest we actually, tackle these fears?
Well, it really emphasizes the importance of developing what it calls a champion's mindset.
Oh, okay.
And it uses this really interesting analogy.
Okay.
Championships, they aren't won in the arena. They're won in the countless hours of unseen training and dedication that happen behind the scenes.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
And
I love that analogy.
It really highlights that, real success. It's not about some magical overnight transformation.
Right.
It's about, the consistent effort.
Yeah.
The discipline, the resilience we build over time, even when no one's watching.
It makes me think of, that whole concept of grit.
Oh, yeah.
That ability to just persevere and stay dedicated to your goals, even when things, get tough.
Absolutely. Yeah, and grit has actually been shown to be a key predictor of success.
Right.
In a variety of, different fields.
For sure.
Like think about the people who achieve those really remarkable things, whether it's in their careers or their personal lives or even athletic pursuits. They often share this quality of grit, right?
Yeah.
They're the ones who just show up
Yeah.
day after day.
Yeah.
Put in the work, even when
they don't feel like it.
even when they don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this video, it really emphasizes that, the importance of showing up consistently.
Okay, so it sounds like the video's message is kind of this combination of facing your fears, and cultivating this champion's mindset of just consistent effort.
That's exactly right.
Right.
It suggests that those two elements, they work together.
Yeah.
To fuel our motivation and propel us toward those goals. It's about recognizing that the journey to success, it's not always easy.
Right. No, it's definitely not.
Or glamorous, right? It's about embracing the challenges, the setbacks, the moments of doubt as opportunities for, growth and learning.
And this brings us to a really thought-provoking idea that the video presents, right?
Okay.
This idea that behind every fear lies a person we want to become.
Right.
What do you make of that? It's almost like fear is this signpost, pointing toward this hidden version of ourselves that's waiting to be unlocked.
I think that's a really fascinating perspective. Instead of viewing fear as something to be avoided, the
Right.
video suggests that we see it as this like a compass pointing us towards growth. What if the things that scare us are actually indicators of areas where we have the potential to expand and evolve.
Like we're standing at the edge of this like uncharted territory, and fear is that little voice saying like, turn back, too risky.
Right.
But what if instead of listening to that voice, we kind of step forward and explore what's beyond,
Yeah, that's where the real magic happens, wouldn't you say? When we choose to confront those fears head on, we not only overcome those specific challenges, but we also build this incredible resilience and self-confidence that just it spills over into other areas of our lives. Think about a time when you pushed past a fear, maybe something small or maybe something really big, and how did that experience change you?
Right.
Did you discover something new about yourself?
Yeah.
Something that you didn't realize you were capable of?
Yeah. No, I can definitely think of a few times where facing a fear led to some pretty unexpected personal growth.
Right.
It's almost like you're proving to yourself that you're stronger and more capable than you initially thought.
Exactly, and that sense of accomplishment, that realization that you're capable of more than you thought, can be incredibly empowering.
It is. So we've talked about fear as this potential like catalyst for growth, but the video also talks about the importance of actually taking action, right?
Yeah.
Even if we don't succeed, it argues that trying and failing is far more admirable than living with those what ifs.
Yes.
And it actually uses this pretty blunt phrase. It says, if you lose, at least you tried, man. I failed.
Right.
It's 10 times more of a man than someone said, what if?
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
It really highlights that difference between, just wishing for something and actively pursuing it.
Right.
Even if it means, risking failure.
Taking that chance.
Yeah, it's about choosing to, step into the arena, so to speak, and engage fully in the process,
Yeah.
regardless of the outcome.
And this kind of connects to that whole idea of a growth mindset,
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure.
Where failures are seen not as setbacks, but as valuable learning opportunities.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that every experience, even the ones that don't go, exactly as planned, can teach us something, and help us grow.
Right. A growth mindset allows us to, reframe those perceived failures as stepping stones on the path to success,
Yeah.
Instead of getting discouraged and giving up, we can ask ourselves, okay, what did I learn from this?
Right.
How can I adjust my approach and try again?
So we've explored, the importance of facing fears, cultivating that champion's mindset, embracing this growth mindset where failures are seen as opportunities. But I'm wondering, if the video offers any specific advice on how to actually go about confronting those fears. You know, does it delve into any practical strategies?
It does, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
It starts by suggesting that fear is in many ways self-imposed.
Oh, interesting.
It argues that fear doesn't truly exist, you know, in the external world.
Right.
It's something that we create in our own minds.
That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah,
It's almost like saying that fear is a mental construct rather than an objective reality. And if that's the case, it makes you wonder, like, do we have the power to just to dismantle it? You know?
Exactly. And the video builds on this idea by saying, you know, it actually loves fear.
Okay.
Because behind every fear lies a person we want to become.
Wow, that's a really powerful way to reframe fear, isn't it?
Yeah.
It shifts the perspective from something to be feared to something to be embraced, right? Almost like a signpost pointing us toward a better version of ourselves.
Yeah, it suggests that our fears, they can actually be these valuable guides, you know, highlighting areas where we have the potential to grow and evolve. And so instead of running from those fears, you know, we can choose to lean into them.
Yeah.
Explore what they might be trying to teach us about ourselves.
Okay, so if we're willing to face those fears, what does the video suggest happens next? Does it talk about the potential benefits of overcoming these challenges?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
It highlights how facing those fears, you know, it can transform them into something else entirely.
Okay.
Confident.
Oh, interesting. I mean, it makes sense, right? As we repeatedly confront those things that scare us, and we prove to ourselves that we're capable of handling them, we naturally build a sense of self-assurance and belief in our own abilities.
Yeah, exactly. And that confidence can have this ripple effect, you know, extending beyond the specific fear that we've overcome.
Yeah.
It can lead us to ask ourselves, you know, okay, what else am I capable of?
Right. What other what other limitations am I placing on myself? What else could I achieve if I just step outside of my comfort zone?
Yeah, it's almost like a domino effect, you know, where conquering one fear unlocks the potential to overcome countless others.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It becomes this exciting journey of continuous growth.
Yeah.
And self-discovery, fueled by the confidence that we gain from pushing past those perceived boundaries. You know.
Yeah.
The more we challenge ourselves, the more we realize that our capacity for growth is far greater
For sure.
than we often believe.
So it sounds like the video's message isn't just about, you know, achieving specific goals, but about embracing this ongoing process of personal evolution, you know, of constantly striving to become the best versions of ourselves.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
And I think it ties in perfectly with the video's emphasis on the importance of simply showing up. You know, it's not just about, you know, showing up for our goals,
right?
But also showing up for ourselves, for our own, you know, growth and evolution.
Yeah, and I think what's so inspiring about that message is just how accessible it is. You know, it's not saying, you know, we need superhuman willpower, or some extraordinary talent.
Exactly.
It's suggesting that anyone, regardless of their background or circumstances, can cultivate this habit of showing up, and in doing so they can achieve some pretty remarkable things.
Yeah, it's about shifting the focus from the outcome to the process, you know, from the destination to the journey. And by simply showing up consistently, we create momentum, you know. We build resilience, and we open ourselves up to possibilities we might have never even imagined.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into this motivational video, I think it's safe to say we've uncovered some pretty powerful insights, right?
Absolutely. Right.
We've explored the importance of facing fears, cultivating this champion's mindset, embracing a growth mindset, and understanding that transformative power of simply showing up.
Yeah, it's been a fascinating exploration.
Yeah.
And I think that the key takeaway here
Yeah.
is that facing our fears, showing up consistently
Yeah.
and embracing challenges.
Right.
They're not just, strategies for achieving external success. They're the pathways to becoming the best versions of ourselves.
And with that in mind, I think this video leaves us with a really important question to ponder. What fear are you, currently facing in your own life?
Right.
It might be a fear of failure, fear of rejection.
Yeah.
Maybe even a fear of success.
Oh, yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah, I think this video challenges us to acknowledge that fear, to really sit with it and try to understand it,
Yeah.
and ultimately to take that first step, which sometimes is a little shaky, toward overcoming it.
It's about recognizing that fear,
Yeah.
more often than not,
Yeah.
is a sign that we're on the verge of something really meaningful.
Yeah.
It's a signal that we're stepping outside of those comfortable, familiar zones and pushing ourselves toward growth. And isn't that where the real excitement lies?
Yeah, it's almost like fear becomes a compass, right?
Yeah.
Pointing us towards those uncharted territories where we have the potential to discover
Right.
new strengths, hidden capabilities.
For sure.
And it's interesting because the video also touches on this idea that by taking action despite our fear,
Yeah.
we not only unlock, our own potential,
Right.
but we also kind of inspire others to do the same.
Yeah, it's like a ripple effect,
Right.
One person's courage can create this wave of positive change that spreads outward.
I love that, that we're all kind of interconnected in ways we might not always realize,
For sure.
and that our actions, even those seemingly small acts of courage, can have a pretty profound impact
Absolutely.
on the people around us.
Yeah.
Our communities, maybe even the world at large.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thought.
So to wrap up our deep dive into the world of motivation through the lens of this YouTube video,
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say it's been pretty eye-opening.
It has.
It's given us some really practical tools and some powerful perspectives to help us tackle those inevitable moments when our motivation falters.
Right.
And that inner voice of doubt kind of starts to creep in.
It's been a real pleasure exploring these ideas with you.
Likewise.
And I really hope our listeners out there
Yeah.
have found this conversation as insightful and inspiring as I have.
Me too, and to everyone listening, we encourage you to take this message to heart.
Yeah.
Don't let fear hold you back from pursuing
Right.
those dreams, those goals that really light you up.
Yeah.
Embrace those challenges. Show up consistently, even when it feels hard. And remember, the journey itself is where the real magic happens.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
Yes, thank you.
Until next time, keep pushing those boundaries
Yeah.
and discovering the incredible things you're capable of achieving.